try something new, you need some level of faith, courage, and audacity. It's new because you have not tried it before. It might be in the area of business. Are you at the point in which you want to scale your business? Do you want to start a new business? Are you a student that you are thinking of taking a second degree or learning a new skill? At any point in time when you want to start something new, there is that tendency that you would be afraid. Now, it takes those people that have faith, courage, and audacity to take that step to start that thing. And many people, they always wanted to start something, but they never get it done because they don't have faith enough to get started. Someone say that you should do that thing afraid. Everyone is afraid at a point in time. There's really no one that is not afraid of a thing. In fact, if you are not afraid of that new thing you want to start, that means that that thing is not big enough. So the solution to your fear is to get started. Get started. The worst that could happen is for that thing to fail. And in the real sense, there isn't failure unless you define yourself as a failure by yourself. Because everything you try that didn't work, you learn from it. That means you have learned a way not to get that thing done. And that's not failure, that is part of success. In fact, in success is failure. And that is why those people that are actually successful are those people that have tried more things than other people. They failed enough to succeed. So if you need to start something new this month or before the end of this year, then you need to put on faith, courage, and you need to be audacious. A good story is the story of David. He wasn't a soldier. In fact, he had not gotten to the age for him to be enrolled as a military officer. But when he got to the battlefield, he had faith that other people do not have. He had courage enough to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to knock a door. Do you know that many people, they pray and they never knock? They never knock, nor even seek. And don't forget that prayer is not enough. Please don't get me wrong. Prayer is important, but even the Bible says that ask, seek, and knock. That means that you should ask and you will receive. You should knock and the door will be open. And of course, you should seek. That is why I call asking the principle ASK. A stands for asking, S stands for seeking, and K stands for knocking. And if you look at these three things, in them is faith, because you need faith to actually ask. You need faith to knock some kinds of doors. And you need faith to ask questions. You need courage likewise. In fact, faith and courage, they work hand in hand. And at the same time, you need to be audacious. David, he was courageous enough to ask questions. Who is this Philistine, right? What will be done for a man that, stand against this man? And of course, he got his answers, despite the fact that his elder brother cautioned him, right? Everybody will not agree with you when you want to start something new. And again, that is where faith comes into play. If you are supposed to start a new thing, go ahead and get started right now. Do you need to start a business? Go ahead and start. Do you need to pick up a phone? What are you waiting for? Go ahead and get started. Now we are going towards the end of the year, and many people, what they wanted to do in this year, 2025, they have not even gotten started. Why? Because they don't have faith enough. They are not courageous enough, and they are not audacious. Just as I said, the worst that could happen is for you to fail in that enterprise. But may I tell you, many a times you wouldn't fail if you have faith enough. And again, I want to emphasize that when I say you should have faith, I'm not saying that you should just start anything just anyhow, right? Faith involves planning, right? You need to sit down and plan what you want to do. Just as Jesus said that if someone wants to go to war, that person needs to take stock. He needs to look at the number of soldiers he has, and the number of soldiers on the other side. Even if he has a small number of soldiers, that doesn't say that he should back down. He can re-strategize. That is part of faith. In fact, God gives answers by giving you strategy concerning what you are afraid to do. And in conclusion, faith is not a noun but a verb. What I mean is that faith involves action. If you continue to talk about what you need to do, I would say you don't have faith. That's why that man says that show me your faith by what you are doing or what you have done. So until you start, I would say that you don't have faith or courage or being audacious. So you need to start, right? Get on the drawing board, draw out the plan, trust the Lord for it, put everything in God's hand, and get started. Now is the time. And that is the secret of starting a new thing. Thank you for your time. See you some other time.